Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having an incredible day. Today the topic is about, I guess more or less, how many passive income sources should you have? And then also some ideas as to what you can do to get passive income. I'll also go over some of the things you should not be doing because I have seen a couple of things suggested online and I know for a fact that they're garbage. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. I guess the quickest answer is I think how many sources of passive income you should have. I think the idea, infinite, if you can have 15, 35 different sources, by all means, go for it. I think the number to strive for is 5. That's me personally. I would say for this instance, especially if you're starting out, I would say the number should be 3. Just because it's a bit easier to maintain. I think it's a lot, especially if you're trying to get into finance, if you're trying to get into building up a passive income portfolio. To try and focus on 5 or 15 different things at once, you're going to have a very difficult time and you're never going to actually be able to end up doing it because the mind gets fatigued. So the number one thing, not in any particular order, by the way, is I would recommend dividend stocks. And I know you heard it before, and I know it might seem boring. It's actually one of the easier ones to get into, and it's also potentially the most rewarding. I've spoken about this in a couple of other videos. It's because it's tried, true, and tested. I think that's the phrase that people use when it comes to doing all of this. The point is to figure out or look for blue chip stocks that are major companies that are never going to go anywhere, that are going to be around for a very long time, and pretty much investing in them. And what actually ends up happening is that they give you something called a dividend, which is after 3 to 4 months of you holding said stock, they give you a chunk of change as a thank you for it. This is one of the easiest ways to create a passive income portfolio. And it's also one of the ways that is actually kind of automatic because a lot of jobs actually offer something where every single month you can actually take a portion of your bank, of your paycheck, and it goes automatically into that fund, mutual fund, stock fund, doesn't matter what it actually is. So over the course of the years, it's something that is extremely passive. You're not paying attention to it. And also passively, you're making money from the actual money that's coming from the actual dividend itself. It's almost completely automatic. And you can even have it so that the money that you get from the dividend is then reinvested back into the company. So if you have a major company that you expect to do well over the next 10, 15 years, I'm not going to name any companies because just far too many. Like Google like blue chip dividend stocks. You'll find them. And these are companies we've all heard of before that are probably, maybe, who knows, not going anywhere anytime soon. And essentially within the next 10 to 20 years, especially if you're starting out relatively young, or even if you're in your 40s and trying to retire by the time you're in your 60s, you will have a very strong portfolio. And I mean, don't put in like $5 a month. You should be putting in like an okay amount of money that will allow you to buy some of the stock. Don't try and buy stock that's like $1,500 per month. There are tons of major companies that have stock that are around $23, $18, $143. You kind of get the point. Tying loosely into this, I know a couple of other more seasoned viewers who've been here before or have seen my other channel. It comes into investing in not only cryptocurrencies, but in staking coins. In the simplest way to even help you understand what a staking coin is, it's pretty much think of it as a dividend stock. Imagine owning a cryptocurrency that's from a company or from an enterprise, and you simply holding that coin on a cryptocurrency exchange. Every month you get a return on it. It's the simplest way of looking at it. A lot of coins are actually used in different protocols that allow the actual blockchain or network to function properly, and a lot of them function properly by you staking your coins or you staking your claim in the actual network. So a lot of them can range anywhere from 3% per year, which isn't great, but it's okay, as you're always trying to stay ahead of inflation. And a lot of them have interest rates of around 8% a year. Some of them have 14%. But these are, with the higher the fluctuation rate, the higher the interest rate, a lot of them have like very fluctuating rates. So a lot of them will give you 11, 12, 13%, and then a couple of weeks later it'll be around like 6%. So try and go for the more stable ones. I was going to say just invest in cryptocurrencies directly. But as far as the staking passive income coins, these are becoming very big. They're a very big thing, and this is only going to continue as a lot of the networks continue to upgrade. Two of them, like I said, if you've been here before, you know exactly which two I'm going to say. It's Cardano and Ethereum. They are expected to move to proof of stake this year. I know I'm speaking complete Japanese to a lot of people who are watching right now, but for those of you who have been into cryptocurrencies and are looking for ways to make passive money through cryptocurrencies, there are staking your coins, and there are also cryptocurrency lending platforms. Just as always, cryptocurrencies are incredibly risky. If you are going to get into it, just make sure that you have a very significant risk, as it is a very new market. And also, as always, make sure to do your own research before you just start throwing money into a market. I can only help you so much. I'm here to guide you. But when we get to the river, you have to drink the water yourself, or decide to drink the water, or look at the water with your own eyes. You kind of get what I'm saying. This is a very big thing right now. Between dividend stocks, there are tons of rich people who actually make all their money off of dividend stocks. I've met people many years ago, even relatively recently, who actually, they get their money from dividend stocks. Like the money that they make is actually the money that they use to live off of. So it's a very big thing, especially if you've been doing it for about 10, 20 years. You have built up a nice chunky portfolio. The same exact thing with cryptocurrencies. While the industry may be relatively new, it is still large and has tons of money flowing through it. And a lot of these things are only going to solidify themselves as time goes on. I would recommend, if you are looking to stake coins, to use the websites either Coinbase or Binance, simply because they have been around the longest and they are the most well-known. So yeah, moving on. One that I see a lot as well when it comes to like passive income streams is real estate. The issue is, and I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of people just don't simply have 100,000, 150,000 or any other huge amount of money to go and buy property from the very beginning. So I will exclusively skip over that. I've seen it on far too many other channels who are telling other people to either get into debt, which bothers the living heck out of me, to tell somebody else. The fact that you're rich and you tell other people to get into debt to buy real estate so that they can have a passive income, which won't be passive because you essentially have to pay off your mortgage every single month, and the rent that you make from that property every single month, you have to hope that you're able to actually get that rent, especially with all the stuff that's been going on, and then to be able to pay off that mortgage. So I will skip over that simply because I'm going for things that are easier to do on a lighter budget. If you have the money in your account, by all means, you should probably be investing in real estate in some sort of way. Land is very finite, and the amount of space in cities is also very finite. So if you find yourself within the realm of possibility of being able to invest in real estate and getting a chunk of that pie, I would, without it, that is probably one of the most fascinating forms of passive income. Not only does the value of your property increase, but you're also getting money from the tenant. Next on the list, and this is one that I have mentioned in another video, and I really recommend this one as far as a form of passive income, and you see why I did the quotes in a second, is to create an online business. While not the most passive, this will not be a 9 to 5 for you. I have a couple of online businesses myself. I work on them for maybe 30 minutes to an hour a day. Sometimes I don't have to even touch them at all for a very, very, very long time. It just comes down to the initial setup. It's usually around a good 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, just being honest with you, getting the hang of it, doing everything correctly, doing everything right. And then it kind of flows by itself. And then the money ends up going to your account every single month, which is great because especially if you end up building it up now, as time ends up going on, it becomes more passive because you really know that you only have to do a couple of clicks to kind of get things in order. And then you start getting this paycheck to your account every single month. I would recommend a couple of things. Once again, it is clear that we are moving to a more digital, completely digital online society. I would recommend you become a content creator in some sort of way. I don't care if that's you on Twitch, if that's you on YouTube, if you become an Instagram model. I really don't care. You have to figure out something that is online that will allow you to make passive income in some sort of way to help you build up a digital online business. You can create art. This is a very big thing. I have a lot of friends who create art on Instagram and many other places, and people end up buying it because what ends up happening is one of my, I don't want to say a really good friend, a good friend of mine, he creates art, and now his page has become popular enough that he actually sells sweaters and hoodies and hats and coats and blah, blah, blah with these images that he's created. If you are talented enough to be able to draw these things, by all means, just start it out. I mean, you more or less have nothing to lose. If you're not doing it and you're not making any money from it, then bam, well, I mean, you're not already doing it. But if somewhere down the line you figure out that you have this talent and you're kind of not using it, you're losing money not using your talent. If you can create music, films, photography online, there are tons of websites where you can create these things and people are looking for them to buy them. There are tons of websites or places where people are creating apps, people are creating websites, and they're looking for certain images. If you can create these images, all you have to do is create the image, put it online, and every single time someone buys it, you get $1. And it keeps going to your PayPal account. And you assume that it wouldn't happen that often. I've found myself in many instances where I need something for an online business. I need an image, I need a character, I need a so-and-so, I need something for a book cover. And you realize, okay, where do I find this thing? Oh, you have to search around for these websites. And there are even Fiverr is one of them, but there's also tons of other websites as well, like exclusively for photography or for art or for so-and-so, where you can create stuff, put it on there, and then people, as they need it, end up buying it. This is a very good source of passive income, and these things stay on the website forever. Like, it doesn't just disappear because a day and a half has gone by. They kind of stay there, so your stuff is always online, and the more stuff you create, the better it becomes. I have a friend who creates sounds, like these really weird, wacky tones and stuff like that. It takes him 3.5 seconds to create these things, but he has thousands on these websites. And if you're looking for a certain sound, a certain like a certain pop or whatever, it's there. You pay 50 cents or $1 for this sound, but it picks up very rapidly because he has thousands on there because he knows how to make them so quick. But you kind of get what I'm saying. Selling ebooks, exact same thing. Depending on how you want to do it, depending on how you decide to really go about that, selling ebooks can be incredibly lucrative, and especially when you have a lot of them. It all adds up as to money that's flowing into your account. You create them, or trade secret. You get other people to create them. You put them online, they make you money, and you keep on going in this way. You can create an app. This is also a very big thing. A lot of people still think that we're in around 2006, 2007, 2008. It is a lot easier to create an app now. I have a friend who works at a company where they exclusively create apps. More specifically, they create video game apps. We've all played them. Not Angry Birds, but you drag the bird back and the bird does something, or you kind of touch your finger on the screen, it lights up and things move around. Very simple things. We've all looked for them before, especially if you've ever looked for the free apps on the App Store. You've definitely seen them. A lot of these are made by companies or individuals. A lot of them will simply take the same game, put a new skin on top of it. So you'll have a green character or a red character or one that has balloons on their back. And they do it incredibly well because you're also able to put ads on these video games. You've seen them. When the level's over, there's an ad. When there's a so-and-so, there's an ad. And you make a lot of money from them. There are tons of people doing this, and it's not even I think people get discouraged because they see that other things, they see that other people are in a marketplace and they go, oh, it's far too saturated. But they're not, because how many apps do you have on your phone? How many other people do you know who have 50, 60, 70, maybe not 70, but tons of video games on their phone? These things pick up very, very quick. And if you happen to be the one you don't even have to create one that's going to revolutionize the world. It's just one that kind of becomes popular, and also the same exact thing. Trade secrets. I'm telling you a lot of really interesting things. If you create things in bulk, they tend to do a lot better. i.e., if you create one of something, you're doing pretty okay. If you create 100 of something, people can find your stuff a lot more. If you create 1,000 of something, you're all over the place, and people sometimes have no choice but to click on your product. Trade secret, but I hope you get what I'm saying. Same exact thing from before. You can design images. A lot of their websites as well for this is for when people are making merch. I hate that word so much. It sounds weird. There are websites that people go to looking for images, like royalty-free images. I mean, royalty. You get what I'm saying? People look for these images to be able to put on their sweatshirts, or their hoodies, or their hats, or their socks. Where do you think they get it from? Like, a lot of these, I'm telling you right now, a lot of these people aren't creative enough to create their own selves, so they get it from somewhere else. If you are able to design these things and put these things on the website, especially if you can do things relatively quick or really cool or have a certain art style, or even if you already have stuff on Instagram or have been creating and making stuff for the last couple of years, especially if it's digital, and you can just start uploading all of this stuff to the website, you will notice relatively quick. Even if it's as simple as you making an extra 25 a week, the point is to have some other form of passive income. That's an extra 100 per month that you did not have before. That pays for groceries, that pays for your electricity, that pays for your gas, that pays for your water. The point is to create passive income sources that kind of take over the burden of having to pay for certain other expenses. I think your initial goal shouldn't be, I need passive income that's going to take over my entire paycheck. You will eventually get there. If you keep up with it, you'll eventually get there. Create passive income sources that take away the burden of having to pay a bill over and over. Every income source should be able to take over an entire bill. And eventually all you have to do is worry about your rent. And then eventually, as you build up these other passive income sources and start making more money from them, especially from like dividend investing and stuff like that, as time ends up going on, you have to, then you take away 10% of your rent, and then so and so and so. And after about 5 to 10 years, all of your expenses, if not shorter than that time frame, all of your expenses are completely covered. That's the ultimate goal, to cover all of your expenses, but do it in chunks. Don't feel overwhelmed enough that you have to do everything all at the exact same time. Take your time. Just worry about each bill at a time. Worry about your monthly food expenses, and then knock out all the other ones as you get them. That's the secret. You got it. What's the other thing? Yeah, that was it. That was actually the thing on the list as well. You should be worried about covering each expense. And then once you're done with that, ideally, cumulatively, your passive income sources after a year of you creating them, building them, should cover anywhere from 10 to 30 to 35% of your monthly expenses, not your paycheck, which a lot of people get confused with. Your paycheck is one thing, your monthly expenses to keep you alive and keep you living inside of your home, your apartment, your flat, wherever you're living, and to keep food in your mouth is a completely different thing. Your expenses should be far lower than your actual paycheck. You should be trying to live far below your means and not trying to keep up with anyone else. It makes things a lot easier. You should also be building savings accounts and savings funds. I've mentioned that before in other videos. Just going to throw that in there. It's very important. The last thing that I would suggest as far as a passive income source, and I suggest it because it's worked out for me, is affiliate marketing. If you look in my description, I have an affiliate marketing link. Even on my other channel, I have some as well. You make a passive income from this. What happens is that someone's going to buy something anyway. And if they're going to buy something, they use your link and you get a portion of the stuff that they purchased at no extra cost to them, which is a thing you should also mention as well. But it goes a lot further, because if you actually have a blog, if you have a vlog, if you're a YouTuber, if you have a popular Instagram, if you have just some other way to kind of get content and stuff out there, and you let other people know, you've seen it before on Instagram. Hey, I have something in the description, I have something in the link, I have something in so-and-so, and people get something from it, you also get a portion from it as well. This is a very big thing. It's becoming very huge as well. There's also like other forms of affiliate marketing that I won't really get into because a lot of them are kind of just completely insane. The point is, there are thousands of ways to make money online, and I mention online because I suggest wholeheartedly that you make a passive income sources that are exclusively online. We are currently, I mentioned this in another video, in a situation where people are losing their jobs. You should be focused on doing something digitally so that should something like this happen again, you are relatively out of the realm of risk. Because even through all of this, if you've looked at Amazon and eBay and other places, they are still doing well because people are buying things online. People aren't going to physical shops, they're doing stuff online. So you should be focused on creating things online, because once again, everything's online. Yeah, I think that was, I said 5 things and then I said 3, but I think I gave you like 6 or 7, 8 things The point is, tons of different ways to make money online. If you have any questions, if you feel like I missed something that you would like elaborated on, tell me in the comment section below. I'll be more than happy to discuss it with you and or try to help you. I do hope that you all enjoy it. Hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening. Well, yeah, I guess listening as well. And I'll see you all in the next one.